And Hermine making for some choppy waters all along the shoreline. The Coast Guard had to rescue 3 people after their boat capsized yesterday in Long Island Sound.
Coast Guard officials say that an 18-foot catamaran capsized near a reef just off of New London. It happened around 4:30 in the afternoon. The 2 men and a woman, they were all wearing life jackets. The Coast Guard brought them safely back to land.
But with Hermine still on the radar, News 8's Bob Wilson is live tonight in New Haven with what the Coast Guard is doing tonight to keep people safe out on the water. Bob.
Yeah, Scott, Coast Guard Station New Haven. They came on shift this afternoon, the boat crews, and they went right out to a search and rescue call in Milford. And right now they say, if you take a look here, we don't want to make it sound like the winds are really super strong blowing the roofs off buildings. They're not, but it's a stiff breeze out here. You can see the flags on top of the Coast Guard boats, and it's coming from the north to the south. And why that's important, if you're a paddle boat, you're on a paddle board or say a kayak or rowing, those boats can get taken by the wind, and it's hard to row against that wind, and it's blowing you away from the shore. And that's what happened today as a kayak flipped over. The Coast Guard boat crew out of New Haven returning to the harbor after responding to a search and rescue call. A kayak had capsized in Milford, and they were being blown out into Long Island Sound.
The lifeguard reported that the kayak had flipped over and people were in the water. They said that they couldn't get to them, so they requested us to go out there and go help them. We requested Milford Police Department and Fire Department to go out and help us, and they were able to make it before we did.
Winds from Hermine whipped up Long Island Sound pretty quickly, causing problems for small boaters. The Coast Guard has been out patrolling the shorelines, warning residents.
The kayaks, the paddle boards, things like that, it's very difficult to do those type of activities in this type of seas and winds.
Now you might say, well, Hermine's off the coast, we're not really feeling her effects, but the wind has picked up. This is New Haven Harbor, and you can see there's a significant chop, a 1, maybe 2-foot swell inside the harbor, and that's why these patrols are so important.
We talk to them, make sure they know the impending weather is coming in. It's going to get a little bit choppier out here. The seas may build. We just want to make sure everyone's safe, have the right safety gear on board.
They also patrol the oil terminals in New Haven to make sure all the lines are tight. The wind's going pretty strong, there's a little chop. What kind of things do you look for?
Okay, so I mean, we have booms around these vessels when they're offloading, unloading the different materials. We don't want that in the water, and if it is in the water, we want to contain it in a certain area. There are lines, when there's really strong winds, the lines can be brushed up against different things and they can chafe and break.
And we want to thank the men and women of the Coast Guard Station New Haven for taking us out today, showing us how they patrol. And there's one thing they would like you to know before you think about going out there in these winds. You know, it seems like it's nice out, it's kind of fun, but those winds can be quickly, as you heard in New London, it capsized a sailboat and they had to be rescued. And they say make sure you always wear your life jacket. I'm Bob Wilson reporting live in New Haven, News 8.